Yo, Todd here, Center Valley Customs. Welcome back if you're back. Welcome if you're not. Today, we're going to be introducing a new project to the channel. Now, this is an 85 Buick LeSabre Estate Wagon. My chief acquisition specialist. That's right, we're moving up. I got myself an employee now. His name's Ryan. He is the chief acquisition solutions specialist, something like that. Long story short, he finds me vehicles. He actually found me the square body, the Gremlin, the Javelin that I picked up from that one place. He found me this. I thought he found me something else. Lawnmower or tractor or something. I'm not sure. He sends me stuff every day. Not at work, if that's what you're thinking. But I got myself an employee. No benefits, no vacation, no health care. His salary is $0, and I think I'm going to put him on like a 6-month probationary period. It's just how it works. Actually, his salary is probably better than mine because I'm losing money and he's not. Whatever, it is what it is. Last week, my wife and I went on vacation. If you don't know, new to the channel, whatever, in my professional life, I've been working on a project at work for the last year. It finally came to a close, and I told my wife, we need to go on vacation, we need to go somewhere, do something. So we ended up flying into Portland, Maine, and then from there, through like 6-7 days, we drove down to DC. I don't even know where we went, to be completely honest, because my wife does all the vacation planning and whatnot. But along the way, I did meet up with like this pizza team with a racing problem. I don't know, apparently they're well known on YouTube and Motor Trend or something. Big fans of the channel. Actually, not at all. But it is what it is. I'll walk you around this thing and we'll get started. So I've been looking for a wagon for a long time. Preferably an older, like bubbly style wagon. But at work one day, my employee Nick sent this to me and I was like, yep. So I kind of got catfished on this a little bit, I guess, because it's probably more my fault than anything. I didn't ask any questions. The only question I asked was, would you take 900 bucks? And he said, sure. And I went and got it. The pictures showed it like this, all gray. But when I went to go get it, as I got closer, I realized it's not all gray. It's golden gray. The previous owner was in the middle of painting this car gray with none only than the rattle can tractor paint. Perfect. So I'll have to address that. Honestly, I might just continue on with the gray tractor paint. Now, at a glance, it doesn't look terrible, and really, it's not that bad. The really bad parts are going to be this, and I don't know why I keep buying these vehicles. A tree fell on it. So this fender is junk. The hood needs to be replaced. This other fender is bashed in. This, I don't know if I could maybe fix this one, but probably be easier just to get a different fender. And the windshield smashed. Now this is actually a replacement window. The original window obviously got smashed out when the tree fell on it. And then when they tried to put a new windshield in it, they broke it. So that also needs to be replaced. But before I can do that, there's a spot up here that is not good. I'd like to try to pull some of this out before putting a windshield in it. Maybe get different trim, maybe just try to clean this up. I'm not sure. I don't want to go too far with it, but I'd like it to look half decent. It's not really rusty. It's got dings and dents all over. The worst rust spot, the floor on the driver's side is bad. That needs to be replaced or tidied up. This door has a spot. The corner is gone. Probably wouldn't take too much to fix that. And on the other side, there's a spot. Rusty, more or less. Right here. I don't know if you can see that. But this, honestly, could probably be just cleaned up, wire wheeled, cleaned up, and called good enough. Now, other than that, it's pretty straight. There is a dent on here. And there is a dinger back here by the tail light. Those could probably come out. And I think there's a dent on the other side. Down here, which if we replace the fender, that'll go away also anyway. So not that big of a deal. Inside this thing now is not good. Seat is gone. He has the dash, I just need to go pick it up. It was at a different location, whatever, so I have to go get that, but he does have it. I will have it along with some other pieces. Now, as you can see in the back here, there is a auxiliary fuel tank. That is because this car does not pick up fuel. It does run, but it doesn't pick up fuel. So that's kind of what we're going to do today, is try to get that sorted. But before we do that, I want to clean this thing out. Now, what really sold me on this was this. That's right. The rear facing back seat. This thing is full of junk too. I also was extremely happy that this is here. I don't know why, but I love that like rear spoiler thing. It's missing the plastic piece that goes between the bumper. I'll have to find something, find that. These doors do not open from the inside. I'm sorry, they don't open from the outside. So you have to open them from the inside. Figure that out. Not a big deal, probably, hopefully. Luckily, this car has never been smoked in. He told me that. This car smells like a Marlboro, whatever, facility, manufacturing plant that made Marlboro Reds. A couple beer cans. This thing was loaded with beer cans. Headliner, not good. I think we can get that fixed up, no problem. Yeah, mirror's busted. But for $900, or maybe it was $950, I don't even remember what I paid for it. What do you expect? It's got a 5-liter. I can open the hood here quick. It's got a 5-liter in it, AC. I don't know that that works because there's no belt on the compressor. But again, it does run. You just got to fill the vent up with gas, and then you can drive it around until you run out of fuel. So that's it. So I'm going to get this pulled up by the house. We're going to start by just cleaning it out and vacuuming it out. Try to get all the cigarette butts out of it because it just stinks. And go after this fuel problem. Alright, like I said, in order to get this running, we got to fill these vents. I don't know if this is the vent or not, but we're going to give her some. Oh boy, that's probably too much. That should be enough to get us up to the house at least. Okay. Hot. Smelly. Oh yeah, I think exhaust is non-existent either. Yeah. Oh, come on. Keep pile goes down there. Junk pile, I got my garbage cans over here. Mason jars, anybody? Not anymore. Oh, Swiss Army knife. beer opener. Put that in my pocket. Cover. Screwdriver. Garbage. Wood. No, thank you. Pliers. DeWalt. Nice. Oh, here's some farm implement paint that I used to paint this. Garbage. Sun drop. Local treasure. Ooh, some left in there. Molding. Ooh. Not even gonna go through that. Oh, we got a whip. No, thank you. Air cleaner, beer can, Tupperware. Oh, please tell me this is Spam. Sardines, chicken of the sea. Garbage. Any money in here? Nope. I did find like $2.25, so I'm getting my money back. More garbage. Don't know, don't want to know. Not sure. Better hang on to it. Oh boy. More beer cans. Ugh, yuck. Broken trim. Hang on to it. And that's about it in here. Okay. Another piece of wood. Might have been a cutter. Yeah. Pillow. Piece of trim for something. Headliner holder. I have to figure out how to hold that up. Ah, it's broke. I see. Glue or something. Couple lawnmower batteries. Probably bad. Good for a core charge. Okay. Now we can put the seat up. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I've found a fuel leak. It's coming from, I don't know, right there somewheres. Where these lines come, yeah, there's a lot of fuel coming out of there. Oh, this line is rusted out. Oh, yeah, really bad. That would probably be our issue. It is leaking all over. How do I make it stop? Guys, it's like 90 degrees out, 130% humidity or something. I have no idea. It's freaking hot. I'm from Wisconsin, all right? So if it's over 72, it might as well be 110 out. It's terrible. At least given this new Mortsky shirt workout. Sweating, my man boobs are sweating through it. Anyway, the last time I used this, I cut a bunch of concrete in my house, so this should be good. There's no filter in here. Right at my truck. I'm gonna get this vacuumed out and get this in the garage where I can be a little more comfortable. I got all the cigarette butts, beer cans, trash, all the garbage out of this thing. It's not great, it's not even good, but it's better than it was. Turns out inside the ashtray there were screws in here for the dash and everything else, and a little knob. Oh, it's for this probably. Oh, look at that, fixing stuff already. What I also found under the driver's seat was another square start key. Then I realized I don't have a round one. Well, I happened to find the round one for the doors and the glove compartment, and there's another compartment in the back. Found that inside the seat. So we can get this glove compartment open. Maybe, oh, I guess you didn't need it. Oh, no way. Another $1. Sweet. Okay, so we're up $1. Marbreads, again, garbage. Some registration stuff, which I don't need. I'll hang on to it just for creeper's sake. What's this? Pay stub. Another pack. Oh, there's one in there yet. Thanks, bud. Cigarette butt. An interesting looking fork. Cool. More plastic. Another cigarette butt, of course. Key tumbler. I could have used this on the square body. Fingernail clipper. Nice one, actually. I like it. Another cigarette butt. Some touch-up paint. Don't need that. Oh, the manual. It's not even owner's manual. It's something to do with states and stuff. Keys to stereo equipment. Something for the stereo. Some change. Another cigarette butt. And a 20 gauge shotgun shell. I'll hang on to that. And another cigarette butt. Jesus Lord. And a quarter. So I guess I could get in here without the key. I never tried. Okay, let's see what we got in the back. Okay, this is the other compartment I haven't been able to get into. That now we should be able to get into. And nothing. But it is a good spot for something that I have planned in a later video. Not telling you about it now. Yo, it's a new day. The other day we got the wagon all sucked out, vacuumed out. It's better. It's not great. It could use another vacuum job. It could probably use a steam clean. It could use a lot. But at least we got the cigarette butts, all the cigarette ash out of this thing so it doesn't smell like cigarettes as bad. I did put a few Christmas trees in there. As my dad would say, it smells like a, he would use a different word, brothel. I say it smells like a pretty damn good time. Just kidding. But at least it doesn't stink as bad. When cleaning or vacuuming this out, I found that the fuel lines were leaking. They're all rotted out. I was actually hoping it was just a fuel pump because I assumed if it wasn't pulling from the tank and they cut the lines and put it into a fuel jug or auxiliary gas jug, whatever, and it wasn't sucking out of there, that it was most likely the pump. I was wrong. The fuel lines were all completely rotted out all the way to the front. I did not have any fuel line to replace that. I didn't want to do just rubber line all the way up. I'd prefer to do some sort of steel, aluminum line, whatever. So I did order some 3/8 and 1/4 inch fuel line. So supply and return. However, before I did that, I actually did like I normally do. Just went and bought a bunch of crap that I don't need. So this is a fuel pump, fuel filter, I don't know, bunch of crap that we're probably not going to use, which is a good thing because yesterday I did work on this off camera. I pulled the wagon into the garage, and it uses a lot of the garage. It actually probably would fit in here. The front is sticking out of the door, but I wanted room to maneuver, so I left it hang out. Now, yesterday I crawled underneath this, got it all jacked up, crawled underneath this thing. I got all of the, what you want to call them, fuel line hold downs broken loose. Sounds easy. It was not. It sucked. But I got the fuel line completely loose. All I got to do is rip it out. But I want to get you underneath here so you can see this thing. Then we'll rip all that fuel line out and we'll start replacing it with new stuff. Should be a good time. It's already late. It's like 7:30, 8 o'clock already, so I don't know how far we're going to get, but at least we're going to try to get a head start. So this does have a brand new tank and pickup in it. So that's kind of why I shied away from like the lines and the tank or the pickup being plugged and went right to the pump. Now I did already get the lines taken apart up there. Those steel lines snake between this cross member and the body. There's a bolt with a bracket that hold these lines on up in here. You cannot get on them with a ratchet and a socket. You got to get on them with a wrench, barely. And I had to like go flat for flat to get that bracket off laying over there. It was a major pain in the ass. Now the body is not terrible under here. We are missing our exhaust. We ain't got nothing. We're gonna have to add a muffler there. I think I got one. And we do have a pinion seal leak. Whatever, no big deal. But the body is not terrible. I've seen a lot worse. Trust me, I own a lot worse. The lines run along the frame rail all the way up to the front. Now there is one spot, which is up here, and we'll get to that. But there's another spot that piques my interest, which is this one. Now that, to me, looks like 12 gauge got lit off from the inside to the outside, if you ask me. Yeah, I've seen what a 12 gauge could do, and pretty sure that's the cause of that. So I'm sure this car's seen a thing or two. So again, moving to the front, this driver's side floor pan has seen better days, and that really sucks. I was hoping I could just screw some license plates or something to here, but this is like barely holding on, so that ain't holding nothing up. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. We might just leave that for potentially the next owner. Hint, hint. I don't know that I plan on keeping this. Again, the lines come up above the frame here. This is with the rubber line that the previous owner put on. This will all come out of here. And it's all loose, ready to come out. So all we got to do is yank it. Oh boy. God damn it. Yeah, it's not that rusty. Trust me. Okay, there's those. Oh, there's probably a frickin' thing somewheres. Another hold down. There's gotta be another hold down somewhere. Finally got these lines out. The one up in the front, that one did not want to come out. I don't know how I'm going to get those through the same hole, because the lines go into the frame rail, around the front spring bucket, and then through a hole about this big and round. It's going to be a struggle. I don't know how I'm going to record this. Honestly, I'm probably just going to end up throwing a time lapse up, because it's going to take me hours to get those damn lines through that hole. I'm not looking forward to this one bit. So I don't know how much that's going to record. but I'm just going to try to get this done, or at least get the lines fed through. I don't know. Yo, good afternoon. So yesterday I quit after I got the lines pushed through the frame rail up in the front. They go into the frame, around the front spring perch, and then out the front of the frame. I started from the front because the hole is about this big and the back hole is about yay big. So I figured it would be easier to push them through the small hole, out the big hole, and work my way to the back. That was not a good idea. It did not work. I did get the lines through about 6 feet through the frame, and I could not pull them any farther. So I ended up pulling them back out, going from the other direction, which I thought was going to be a major pain, and they went right through. A couple minutes. Easy peasy. So I quit. Then today when I got out here, I was going to show you guys, actually I'm going to do this right now. I have this tool to put like a push to connect fitting on. But they work really well for like O-rings, or not O-rings, but hose clamps, so that the hose doesn't slide off. As soon as I got set up to do that, it started raining. So I just quick nailed that, got that done, got the lines connected up in the front by the fuel pump. I blew them all out before I connected them. And then once I was done doing that, it quit raining. So great. I got the lines all the way to the back. I pushed this big one up, which you would think would be harder to move around, but actually it's a little more flexible than this little 1/4 inch line. Got it up through the back to where the lines are. I marked it, pulled it back out, so I can put a little push to connect piece in here, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it, crimp, I guess. I don't know. And I tried to get this 1/4 inch one up there, but it's kind of hard, so I'm gonna just take a chance and cut it at the same length as the big one. And then we're gonna put that thing on. I'll push it up, connect them, and I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of clamps because the old clamps are just all rotted out and junk. So let's proceed. First thing I'm gonna do is just cut these lines. I got marks on the back side here, you can't see them. Also, I have my microphone up here, so hopefully you can hear me. I figured I'd set it up there, otherwise I'm just going to be bouncing around. And the mosquitoes are out now all of a sudden. So I'm just going to cut these off quick. Okay, so what this is a hydraulic brake flaring tool. This is very, very nice, very helpful. I've used this 100,000 times. You've probably already seen me use this. I did my C10, all the brake lines with it. I can't remember what else, but I've used it quite a bit. So this will do obviously brake line flaring. It'll also do like transmission push to connect fittings, fuel push to connect fittings, and I'm sure you can get different dies to do other things. But you find the dies that you need, and this kit comes with all these dies from 1/4 inch, 3/8, 5/16, all the metrics, a whole bunch, okay? So you find the dies you need. There's these dies that go on this end that the line clamps the line in, and then there's another die that goes in the other side here. So you set these in here. I'm going to do the 3/8 line first. You push this through until it's even with the front. And obviously you can't see this very well, but at least you get the idea. Clamp this thing in there real good, like. Okay, and you screw this thing in if you have it lined up properly. I don't think I do. Come on. I must not have this in here correct. Oh, I got these twisted. I see what's I got going on. One moment, please. I gotta flip these. All right. Now we just pump it so it gets snug. Release. Well, actually, I'm gonna keep the pressure on this. I'm just gonna spin this out. Normally, you just release the pressure and the die will come out. Unfortunately, with these push to connect ones, the die gets kind of smashed in here, especially because this is aluminum line, so it's, I don't know, it gets stuck in there. So I just wheel this back out now. There we go. There. Now get this out. There we go. If you can see that, you got a ridge here for like a push to connect style. So when I push my rubber hose over it, it should go over top of that. I can put a hose clamp here. It ain't coming out. So beautiful. I'm gonna do the other one quick. Hopefully it goes a little better than this one did. I struggled. Which this tool is actually really easy to use. I'm just an idiot. So swap these out for 1/4 inch. Stick this one in here, put these in here. Rinse and repeat. So there's that flare, I guess you'd call it, up close. Tool does a really nice job. It was a cheap tool. I think I paid like 130 bucks on Amazon. So it is a cheaper one. Nice ones are like 400, something like that. So if you do a lot of brake lines or whatever, I would highly, highly, highly recommend buying that. They make the other ones you put in the vise that are just like, they have different stations you rotate, which those are really nice too. But you got to take the line off the vehicle in order to use them. So that's great. So now I'm going to fish all these lines back up in here. You can't see it because it's dark. Get those connected, and then we should be pretty well set. I got to figure out something for clamps, like I said. But I'm just going to get this knocked out quick and get back to it when get back to you, I should say, when I'm done. I finished up all the fuel lines. They're all in. I made clips or hold downs to hold them to the frame. That's all good. Perfect. Now, before testing it and making sure it runs, I'm just going to move on to the next thing, and that is this here pinion seal. This thing is leaking pretty bad. Normally, I would just leave them, but this one's bad. Just from yesterday, I got a puddle about yay big. So I went and I picked up seals. There's 2 different kinds, so I got them both, so we don't have to go back and forth to the part store. I took the straps off the U-joints already, so this should just come out of here. This is pretty crusty. I don't know how this collapses, but I don't know that this is gonna... Oh, there we go. Okay, that was easy. Now where do I put this? Right there? Right there? Down there. This is a 1.1/8 apparently, bolt nut. So I got that on the old Ugga Dugga here. Oh, before I do that, shish kebab, I need a Sharpie. So it turns out this nut is 1.25 inch. I couldn't find an 1.25 inch socket. I was just about to go to Harbor Freight until I found this on my press, because I was just using this to press in bearings. So I don't know what this nut gets torqued to. There's usually like a crush sleeve or crush washers in here, so that this is supposed to be torqued to a certain amount, and you're supposed to have certain rotational torque on this whole thing, whatever. I'm gonna just mark with a Sharpie on here on the stud, I guess you'd call it, on the pinion and the nut, so that when I put this back on, it should kind of line up, I hope. I probably won't be able to see this. Mark, after I get this off. But at least we can say we tried. So there's that. I'm going to put this in the big Ugga Dugga Milwaukee. See what we got this thing set on. Number 3, sure. This might dump a bunch of fluid out. I'm not really positive. Let's see what happens. Must not have been on it all the way. There we go. Okay. So now this is probably going to have to get tapped off of here. There we go. Gear oil, everybody's favorite. Hopefully I have enough to refill this. Probably not. Set that back there. So now there's 2 different seals. I can show you them. One looks like this. It actually has a lip on it. So you press it in this way up to this lip here. And the other one doesn't. I don't know. I don't remember what the diameter difference is. But we have the one with the lip. So this one, get out of here. First we gotta get that one out. This will be fun. Does it not have a lip on it? Oh, this one doesn't have a lip on it. So we're going to have to compare. Hopefully we don't screw this up too bad. Oh, you bastard. Oh, come on. So I'm going to go compare these two, see which one I need, and then we'll just slam it back in and should be good to go. Clean all this up. So I lied, we need the one without the lip. The one with the lip is, the inner diameter is too small. So I cleaned all this up inside here. The best I could. I put some oil around the outside of this seal. Normally I'd like to put just a little bit of silicone, but there's still oil draining out of here, so even if we do, it ain't going to stick to anything. So I'm just going to set this on here like so. And then I found a 2-inch piece of pipe which fits almost perfectly on here, and I'm going to use that to tap it in. I hope. This is uncomfortable. I ain't gonna be able to hit this with my left hand. Jesus. This is terrible. Just kind of go all the way around and work it in. I almost want to say that other seal wasn't even in all the way. So I don't know if it got pushed out somehow or what the deal is. I need to rearrange my body. Oh, don't get my hair in there. Oh, come on. There we go. I don't know how far to push it in, because I'm past this lip. If I go in too far, I almost feel like I pushed it in too far. Alright, I got the seal in there. I just put it in as far as I could until it bottomed out. I don't know if that's too far. I don't know if you're only supposed to go even with the front of this pinion portion. I don't know. But it's in there. It is what it is. So I'm going to put a little bit of gear lube on the outside of this. Now I did wipe this up already with a towel and made sure it was clean and smooth and whatever else, so that that seals good to this, to that. So this I'm just going to slide on. Right there's where it hits the seal, and then it should pop in. Now my nut, my marks are completely gone. So we'll just go in until it gets tight, I guess. Well, there might be one mark I can see. Then again, maybe not. Okay, where's my impact? Right over there. I don't want to go too much. Okay, this is still loose. I'm pretty much just going to ugga-dugga this down until it gets tight. Right there, it's tight. It's a little more than what I was looking for, but it's tight. I'm just going to give it a little glut-glut. Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Now, I'll put the drive shaft back on, get this all bolted back up. I'll have to probably fill it, because obviously I just dumped a bunch of it out. Hopefully I have enough to refill it. That should be another thing done. I got the differential all filled back up with fluid. I thought I had some. Apparently I only had that much in a jug. So I ran the C10 to town, got more gear lube, got this filled up. It's all put back together. That's all good to go. But I want to do one last thing before I try to run this thing and then put it back down on the ground, and that is exhaust. Currently, this has absolutely no exhaust at all. It comes off the manifolds, they wire together, one pipe, and somebody hacked it off. Didn't rot off, somebody literally just cut it, which I'd be okay with, but this thing sounds absolutely terrible. So I got a couple mufflers that I took off my C10. I don't know what these are, but this is what I'm going to use. Now there's 2 1/4 inch pipe on the car. The pipe that was on here was 2 1/4, but turns out these ends are 2 1/2. So what they must have done is flared the end out to 2 1/2 to get to fit in here. I'm going to do this with just the parts that I have here, and by God, I have a 2 1/2 to 2 1/4 reducer, I guess you'd call it. Unfortunately, it doesn't go inside here. It goes over top, which whatever. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to weld this piece. This is 2 1/4, same size as what's on there. I'm going to weld this to the pipe that's on there, and then this is just going to slide over top. And the tailpipe will just figure that out. I don't know if there's an inlet and an outlet. It doesn't say anything, but I'm going to run the inlet on this side, and then we'll have to figure out some sort of tailpipe. But I'm going to get this welded on. I got to figure out how to get my welder over in this area. And then once I get that done, I'll pull you in and we'll figure out the rest of it. Okay, so got that welded on. That welded absolutely terrible. So I guarantee you there's holes in it. So now hopefully this, I can't see what I'm doing. Slide on here. Like so. And this should be able to sit up like that. Okay, there's a spot for a hanger right here, which is perfect. Well, not really. Maybe it's perfect. Yeah, should be about perfect. So I can run a hanger from here down to here. We just need to figure out what we're going to do here. Probably turn down for what. Get that rotated just right. Should be good to go. I'm going to go see if I can find some sort of 2.5 inch pipe to come out of here. Prefer not to go underneath this axle. We'll see what I can find. Good morning. Yesterday I had a headache pretty much all day. And then after I ran to town, it kind of started setting in. I was trying to power through it, but after I welded that adapter on, I couldn't handle it anymore. So I ended up just going inside and laying down and going to bed. But I feel better today. Not great, but I feel better today. So we're gonna finally get this exhaust put on, finally get this thing put on the ground, finally get this thing running on its own power and pulling fuel. So let's just get this done. I've been working on this way too long. So this morning I came out here, I whipped up a little turn down. Now I thought that this was 2.5, so I thought this would slide into here. It doesn't. So what I'm going to do is just weld this right to the end of this muffler. I'm just going to throw a few tacks on it. I'm not going to go crazy, but weld this on there, and then we should be able to throw this back under, clamp the one side. I got exhaust hangers for the back. I might try to find a spot to hang it closer to the front. I don't know. We'll figure that out. So let me get this welded up. We'll get this under there. Go from there. Got my tailpipe welded on. Good thing I didn't do a full bowl weld on it because I welded it on upside down, of course. So I had to cut that off, flip it over, then I had big gaps, so now it's fully welded. But I got it in here. I made up this hanger. Looks like so. I bent this over a little bit so that hopefully once it's in there it won't come out. Hopefully I can get it in here. I did not try. Okay, that goes in okay. Nice. So now this should just go up to here. I'm sorry you can't see this because there's no good place to put the camera. So that should work. Now I just need a hanger. This end is still really hot. I know that because I touched it. Okay, that should go in there like so. Now, if I had my jack under here. Sure, stay there. Put this in here. Hangs down a little farther than I'd like it to, but maybe once I zip these up, it'll be better. Well, it's pretty solid, actually. Okay, ratchet. Ratchet, ratchet, ratchet. Okay. I think that'll be all right. Perfect. All right, it's the moment of truth. I'm going to put a little bit of fuel in these vents just to kickstart the whole operation. by little, I mean flood it. Okay. Let's see if it'll start, run, and start to pull fuel. Started right up. A lot quieter than it used to be. See how long it'll run. Sounds good. Oh boy. Not sure what it is, but we got smoke coming out from over there. This is smoking. Oh, it's the motor. Must be seized up. Let's just unplug it. This is all busted. That's good. All right, take two now that we're not gonna burn the whole garage down. Oh. Or not. This is all busted up. Huh. All right, well, I'm gonna set this thing down on the ground and then we'll probably take this for a little cruise. While we're cruising it, something doesn't smell good, like oil, or I don't know if it's just residual smoke or smell from that blower motor. It's not great. Not one mirror in this damn thing. That one's broke off, this one's busted, and there's no rear view mirror, so that's just fantastic. Can't see nothing. So if the police are behind me, they're gonna have to chase me all the way home. Ride's beautiful, runs great, shifts good, no issues there. I don't know. Brakes, it's got brand new, all the brake lines are brand new. Oh, never mind. I guess it's pretty decent. The first time I hit the brakes, it felt like it pulled one way, but now it's stopping straight. Actually, the brakes are pretty damn good. But I don't know. I'm just gonna cruise this thing around the block and get her home. Power steering is smooth. It's not too noisy, but it's definitely got an exhaust leak at the manifold. I don't know. It's all right, I guess. Maybe. Well, there's the old wagon. Pulls fuel again, so it actually runs and drives under its own power. The carburetor needs work. either rebuild it or replace it, because when you get in it, it just starts spitting and sputtering and everything else. There's a smell. I almost want to say it smells like a belt slipping. It's kind of my guess. Or maybe it doesn't really smell like burning oil, but potentially, because there is oil all over inside there. I think the valve cover gaskets have been leaking. So there's that. I was extremely excited about this thing when I first got it. After working on it this week, I'm not that excited anymore. My initial plan was to replace the fenders, the hood, pull that dent out, pull any other little dent out that I can, paint it all one color. I don't care what color, just a color, and then throw some air ride on it, and potentially in the future LS swap it. Although this week there's a lot of issues. We need to figure out why the doors won't open. The back window rolls down, but you got to help it back up. There's a bunch of interior parts that are kind of missing. The driver's side floor is completely rotted out. Now, I knew that there was some rot there. My plan was to just screw some sheet metal to it and call it good enough. Unfortunately, it's so rotted out that I can't even do that. The only thing I can do is pull the seat out, pull the carpet out, replace it, and start over. And I really don't want to. The rest of it isn't terrible. There are some spots on the floor that are rotted out. But I don't know. I need to start doing something that'll make me some money, get something out of it, because I just buy vehicles, stick money in them, and don't sell them, or really honestly almost can't sell them because they ain't worth nothing. So I was debating on throwing a bunch of parts and money at this and then selling it. Unfortunately, I don't know that I could get my money out of this thing. There's just a lot that needs to be replaced, more or less. So I don't know what the plan is with this thing. Comment below. Should I keep it? Should I air ride it? Should I make it cool? Or should I just send it down the road and make it somebody else's problem? Let me know. But that's that. Future, I don't know what I got going on. My plan was to get the tracker in here this week. I thought this fuel line thing would take me a day or two, and then I was going to work on the tracker through the week. That didn't happen. It is what it is. And of course, next weekend is 4th of July, so I'll probably be gone a whole bunch of days. Whatever, you don't care. Doesn't matter. But that's what it is. If you like watching this stuff, if you want to see what I end up doing with this, come back. Do all this stuff everybody tells you to do, and catch you on the next one.